Today, I'm going to be bringing you guys two plays that are absolutely going to shred your opponent, with the first being one of Chip Kelly's go-to passing concepts during his time at Oregon that really allowed him to have an explosive downfield passing attack. In my last video, I showed you how you can combine the read option with the bubble screen to the outside to force our opponent to bring more people in the box. But today, I'm going to show you how you can make them pay when they get aggressive to stop our run game. Now, in this scheme, we are going to force our opponent to play a ton of single high looks. One of the main defenses you will see when you play single high is going to be cover 3, and both of these plays excel at absolutely shredding cover 3, and you are going to make your opponent pay when they sit in this coverage. Now, both these setups are great also because they only have one adjustment each. So they are going to be great additions to my no huddle hurry up offense that I'm going to be introducing in the future. And because they only have one adjustment, these are going to be great quick hike options for us. This is going to allow us to get to the line of scrimmage and hike the ball before our opponent can get all of his defensive adjustments in. Now, the other thing we're going to see once we start to shred cover 3, they're still going to have to sit in either single high or bring both safeties down into the box. So now people are going to move on to man coverage. This is going to give us great one-on-one matchups on the outside, and we have to have great answers to take advantage of these matchups. And now I've also just released my go-to man beaters for these spread sets. Now, these plays are going to do a great job of shredding the one-on-one matchups on the outside and give us explosive passing gains when we get that single one-on-one man coverage. And then I have also already released a pistol mini scheme that you can incorporate with this offense. Now, both the man coverage beaters and the pistol scheme are live on my membership page right now. So if you really want to learn how to get the most out of this offense and take it to the next level, I will leave a link in the description to my membership page, and you guys should definitely check that out after this video. So today we will be continuing my Oregon spread offense out of the spread playbook. And both the plays we're going over are going to be at a gun spread flex. And then our two setups are going to be at a Y cross and mesh. Now, I'm also going to leave a link in the description for the playlist for this whole scheme. All the videos as I go on in this scheme will be added to that, so you should definitely check it out after this video as well. Okay, let's get into Y cross first. All right, so I actually found this website online. This is going to be the website. I'm going to link it down in the description as well. It's a really good write-up on this Y cross play and all the different variations that Chip would run. But I really just want to take a look at this diagram really quick and just show you exactly what we're looking at. So Chip Kelly actually like to call this Saints. So in Madden, it's referred to Y cross. He likes to call it Saints. And what this concept is going to be is it's going to be run out of a 2x2 set. Then outside receiver on one side is going to run a clear out route. Then the inside receiver number 2 on that side is either going to run a flat route or an out route. Then you look to the other side of the field. Number 2, the inside receiver, is in Madden always going to run a crossing route. Here he also can run maybe like a skinny post or a seam route depending on the coverage. And then number 1 on the outside, in Chip Kelly's scheme, he can either run a skinny post or like a spot route. In Madden, he is always going to run a spot route. Now, if he could run both, if this was an option route, this play would be even better. It is still great, but if he had the option to either do a spot or against man coverage, let's say he could run a post, this play would be even better. But here's two variations, guys, and then the running back is always going to go to the flat route. So we are going to run something very similar. We're only going to do one little adjustment to make it work better in Madden. Okay, so hopping on the field here, guys, this is actually Chip Kelly running this play when he was with Philadelphia. It is harder to find actually good footage of when he was at Oregon, but this is the same concept they would have ran at Oregon. So what this is going to be is this is going to be ball on the hash here. This player is going to run a clear out route, flat route. This player here is going to run the crossing route, then spot route on the backside, and then this running back to the flat. So that is what the route combo is going to look like. And our route combo is going to be basically the same in Madden. So let's take a look at this. So we're going to let this run. Basically, we're going to have a flat route here, clear out route, crossing route, and back spot route. So basically you can go hot to the flats right here. If the hook defenders underneath suck down, you can hit the crosser, and then this flat defender is going to get pulled out by the running back, and this spot defender is going to sit up in front of the deep blue defender here. The hook is getting back, the flat defender is going to the running back here, and now our spot route is just going to sit up right here, and we're going to have a really nice passing lane right there, and he's just going to fire that in against zone coverage. So that is how Chip Kelly ran it in real life. All right, now we hop on the field with our Y cross play, and we see it is going to look very similar. Really, the keys for this play is we want the running back here on the short side of the field. So we want our cross and our spot route going, to the wide side of the field. Then this player is usually on an out route. I like to put him on a hitch. That is it. Throw this guy on a hitch. And basically what that is going to do is I find it does a better job of pulling down flat defenders and hook curls. The hook curls and flat defenders really get pulled down on this player. And then when our cross comes in behind him, he just gets wide open. So I really like that adjustment. Okay, now we're going to get into our reads. And our first read is going to be this inside slot receiver. And he is going to be our hot read. Now he is our first read, but I actually don't tend to throw this a lot. This is just, we want to check blitz. If we see blitz, we want to throw it there. And if we see everyone dropping back, then we are going to throw this ball right away. So right here, we run it. We see a blitz coming off this edge, and he is bringing heat. So our eyes are going to go right to this player right away. We're going to let this run. We see the user starting to get out there, but if we see everyone drop off, they're bringing a blitz. This is going to be our hot. Know that right away. Fire it in, 7-yard gain. Okay, now our second read is going to be this crosser on the back side. Now, basically, we are going to be reading the hooks in the middle of the field, and we're going to be looking for the user. If the hook curls come down on our hitch in the slot, or the user leaves the middle of the field, we're really looking for our crosser. So right here, let's run it. Let's look in the middle of the field at linebackers. So right here, watch our hitch route here, guys. He's going to sit there. Now, his zones are dropping back, but now look at the user getting held by the hitch, and look at the flat defender late. So if they don't have zone drops on, guys, this flat defender gets pulled down by this hitch. He reads him as a flat player. He gets pulled down. Now the user is out of position. We can just fire that into our crossing route, make a guy miss, get upfield. That was 4th and 11, and we pick up like 25, 30 yards. Okay, run it again. Look to the hitch right here. This one we could have thrown the hitch, but now I want to show you. Now look at the hook curl here, guys. So users on this side of the field, we see him starting to get sucked down here. Then we see the hook curl. He should be dropping back in this zone, trying to take away our crossing route. But he sees this hitch, and he fires down on that hitch. So that is why we make that adjustment. Now we just see that player coming in. We see the hook fire down. We see the user playing on the short side of the field, and we can just fire in that cross. Look at the flat defender too, guys. He comes down late. We could have thrown that a little earlier, but we fired him for a 21-yard touchdown. Okay, something I haven't really touched on either yet. With these plays, we are really calling this a ton against single high. We're really combining these setups with our last RPO we went over. When we see single high, we know this play is going to do very well. And one of the main reasons for that is this spot route on the backside. It destroys cover 3. It's okay against cover 2. A lot of the times the vert hook will sit on there if the user's not using that vert hook. But if we see single high and we know they're in zone, this route absolutely eats. So let's look at our progressions here. We're going to look to the hitch. Right here, we see the flat defender kind of sitting there. That is taken away. We look backside. The hook curl's getting under this crosser. We look at the user starting to react to that crosser as well. Now we look at backside. This is where this running back swing route out of the backfield is huge, because that's going to widen out the flat defender. Even if the flat defender doesn't come down, we're just trying to get him to widen out. So now we have this passing lane here to fire in that football. So hook curl here, flat defender widening out, user dropping back. We are just going to fire in this spot route to the backside. I waited to see if I could hit that cross, but right there, fire it in for an easy gain. Okay, now our fourth read is going to be this swing pass to the running back, right coming out of the backfield. And basically when I want to throw this is just when I see everyone dropping back. So we look here, the hitch is actually getting sat on that, but then we see the rest of the coverage shell is dropping just way back. That really just muddies everything out. But if everyone's dropping back, I love the swing passes in this spread book. He's just going to get upfield here, and then he's also not going to continue upfield. He's also going to sit there if you want to throw it late. So just does a great job against zone right here. Fire it in, 3rd and 11. Everyone is dropping back. Make a guy miss, make another guy miss, and we get upfield and get a big gain with Kamara. Okay, now lastly, I want to show you how we can attack cover 2 with this scheme. Now we can always, look for the hitch in the slot. We can always look for the crosser. Once again, the spot route doesn't really get open against cover 2 great. great. We can also look for the swing pass. So similar progression, go through your read, but we can also be alert on cover 2 if they play hard flats. So if they play hard flats, this is 4th and 3, you know, they don't want me to get the ball out of my hands quick. So right here, he was playing a lot of cover 2. I thought there was a good chance he would be playing hard flat. So if we see that, we're just going to look for this streak up the field in this hole shot against cover 2. So really watch the corner on this play. He's just going to let this player go back and sit in the hard flat. So this is just way too much ground for this safety to cover, especially if he lets this receiver get a free release up the field. So he just fires upfield. As soon as we recognize that, just pass that, lead that out and towards the sideline, fire that in. So that is going to be a check against cover 2 with hard flats. Okay guys, now we're going to look at our play mesh. Now once again, this is going to be one adjustment, and this play especially, I like that other play against cover 2. This is one of our go-to cover 3 plays. You can basically beat cover 3 almost every time with this play, and the only adjustment is instead of having this player on a drag, I like to put him on a streak or a fade and just let him be a clear out route for us. Now really what this is going to do against cover 3, safety is going to drop back, corner's going to drop back, and when he runs a streak, we are going to force the corner to collapse in on that streak, and our out route is just going to get wide open against cover 3 most of the time. Now the key defender on this play who we're going to be reading is the flat defender. If he jams this player, or if he plays hard flats and goes right to the flats, we are throwing this crosser every single time. If he jams this player, gets hands on, or he comes down to the flats, throw it. Every single time, this corner is going to drop back and it's going to be easy pickings. So let's take a look. Read this player here. What do we see? He just drops right down to our swing pass. Then look at the corner here. He's getting on his horse to match up with our vertical threat. So now our out route right here, our corner route on the outside from our number 1 is just going to get wide open along the sideline. And guys, if you see single high, you can throw that every time if you key in on that flat defender. So the last time the flat defender just came right down to the swing pass. Now let's see it. Take a look if he jams number 1. So what that is going to do, he's not going to have time to jam number 1 and then get out to the corner route. So that is just, you know, it's going to be easy picking. So watch this player here. He's going to jam this player, make him reroute. Sometimes he'll actually get a good jam, but even if he makes him reroute like that, that is just going to keep him inside long enough for this corner route to get open. So even though, you know, he doesn't have hard flats on, if he gets jammed, if he stays inside, throw that corner route. Okay, now this one is just going to be a quick check. If we ever see, this is a cover 3 single high, we have outside defender here, this is going to be the flat defender. If we ever see the corner stay down and the flat defender go out, you'll only see this once in a while. This is just going to be a quick check to the seam. You're not going to throw this very often, but this is just something to keep your eyes open for. So watch these two players on the outside. Watch how the corner kind of settles there, and because the flat defender is starting from depth here, he stays outside and the corner's late reacting, and then we can just throw this ball up the seam. So if you see that corner ever stay out like that and that flat defender is also going out, we're just going to check to the seam right away. Okay, now we're going to be looking at this swing pass here, guys. So if we see this player not get hands and he's just getting underneath our corner route right away, and we see this player dropping out, we are going to look to this swing pass. Also, here they're giving us kind of a cover 2, cover 4 look, but this guy had been rolling to cover 3 quite a bit, so I thought it still might be. But if they switch up the coverage on us, and I think this is cover 2, and this player sits out underneath this route, then once again, look for the swing pass underneath. Very similar swing pass to our last setup at a Y cross, and I love these swing routes. So right here, look for the flat defender at the snap. So see how he gets hands on there? That is telling us cover 2, and now he's riding this player vertically. So he's going to get underneath our corner route right here. This player is going up the seam, obviously right to his safety. That is not going to be open, but this player is just going to get right up the field. So we see these players dropping out. That is just going to be a super easy read. We see everyone drop back, throw this running back route right away, get upfield, make some guys miss, get it in your playmaker's hands, and we're able to pick up like 15 easy yards on that play. Okay, now we're really looking at our fourth option here, guys. This is going to be our backside drag. Now this is going to be a special drag because if you look here, you can kind of see this little hitch right here. What that is telling us, this is an option route. So against man coverage, he's going to run a drag all the way across the field. But against zone coverage, he's gonna run a drag, then right here, he's gonna hitch up. So that is something we have to be aware of. Now, I really like this drag as either a hot against the blitz. If we see these players coming down, blitzing right away, and this player is getting out, taking away our corner route, now we have a hot over the middle. And then if we're trying to push the ball down the field, we have nothing open. They take away everything on this side of the field. Then we're going to have this player sitting up against zone. So let's really take a look here, go through our progression. So I actually got hands on there. So we could have thrown this ball. See, that's what it looks like if he gets hands on and gets out. So you look there. You can easily throw that ball out there. Then I see the user on this side of the field. That kind of scared me off the swing, but you look, we really could have thrown the swing there. But then look at our drag, guys. He's just gonna hitch up right there. So he also had a spy here, but as I started to leave the pocket, he sends his spy. So now this player's just sitting there in zone coverage. And then you can also see that swing pass also sits up against zone, which is really nice. Fire it into our drag over the middle, and as our fourth read, really nice spin, able to pick up really nice yardage when we kind of misread it and our other stuff is taken away. Then what else did I say? If we see a heavy blitz, can always throw this as our hot read as well. So right here we have user firing down, blitzing off this edge. He's going out to our running back in the flats. So now this is going to be our hot over the middle. We see everyone vacate the middle of the field. Users vacating, throw in our drag right away. You could even throw that earlier. Get upfield, really nice option over the middle. These plays are going to absolutely destroy zone coverage, especially cover 3. But if you want to see how we can force our opponent into these favorable looks with a dominant run game, you need to watch this video right here.